Is he quiet in your ears?
I'm quiet in my ears. I just thought it was my ears.
No, you're quiet.
Oh, hello, boys.
Shit.
Hello, gals, and hello, non-binary pals. Welcome back to the Judgiest place on the internet. My name's Josh, and you can call me Daddy.
Oh, my name is Rick, and you can call me Rick, or Ricky, or Richard, or Erica, whatever.
And what's that? Yeah, my name's Christian. I just got back from ear surgery.
And we are the
Judgies.
Back. Docket time. Everybody loves docket time. We've had glowing reviews, not a single hate comment about docket times. So here's what's coming up on the show. We have a relationship that ends over death threats.
Jeez, okay.
That sounds
Yeah.
about the only way to end a relationship, right?
Yeah, very toxic. Pregnancy getting between a husband and a wife. A guy spending 600 bones on a mobile game.
Okay.
On a mobile game?
But come on.
Bal-
It was Shadow Raid.
Clash of Clans?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
What's more embarrassing, Raid Shadow Legends or Clash of Clans?
Clash of Clans for sure.
Ballet videos turning a guy off.
What the
Okay.
hell?
And a listener who accidentally dated a movie character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about that?
All right. You're not going to mention my circle, Judge?
Well, I didn't know what it is, but Erica's got a circle Judge as well.
I have a juicy circle, Judge. So stick around for the second half of this episode.
And that's what's on the docket. And everybody loves the docket.
Everybody loves the docket.
Yeah?
Thoughts? You don't seem to love the docket.
I don't. Well, that's extra work for me. So I don't like it.
Extra implies there's a lot of other work. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like if I order extra cheese, that means there was cheese already there.
Yeah.
I just feel like the bar for work for our show is pretty low.
Yes.
And to imply that writing a 30-second synopsis is a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel differently.
I mean, I guess
Christian?
you can still trip over the bar if it's on the ground.
That's fair. You can trip without a bar even there sometimes.
Listen, I liked being a wild card where I could react in real time to the stories just as much as you guys were, because I didn't read half of them before the show,
Yeah.
and they were still very good.
Fair.
So, except for when they weren't, right?
Which was when? Give
All-
me an example.
I'm going to say all of them.
Interesting.
That's a good
Interesting.
way to cover your bases.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's never happened.
And the truth
know what?
lies somewhere in between
Yeah.
the two extremes.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So having to like read every single one of my stories and then also remember what they're about to write a thing, it's just
Yeah. Very not a lot of work. You're
unfortunately.
describing a small amount of work.
listen.
Yeah.
I haven't had to work.
Oh, being a stay-at-home mother's not work.
Well,
She said
Get
it.
them stay-at-home moms. Get her.
I was paused to think about that, but you know what? You're right.
Oh, fuck. No, we got to cut that. Bleep it or something. We're fucked.
Okay.
What, that I said that you were right?
Let's stay at... Oh,
That's
that
it.
I'm right. Oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, no.
I thought you
Stay-at-home
were-
mom is definitely fucking work.
Okay, I was just making sure. I thought that's the part you're agreeing on. I was like, that's a hard stance right now, Erica.
I mean, I can leave in the morning before you get up and then let you hang out with them if you want to give it a shot.
I don't know why we're acting like I've never done this.
I'm not actually like you've done. I'm not. I'm saying if you wanted to, you could. I'll go have a me day.
I've never done that.
Do you want to?
I've
He's
done
all,
that.
yours, he's
I
all
don't.
yours, babe.
No, there's
All
there's
yours.
actually an exact reason why I don't have a kid, which is that I don't want to do that.
Joshua, speaking of
Yeah.
when I have my surgery,
Yeah.
if I need you, will you come over?
Can you wipe her butt?
Because like,
Am I wiping your ass?
no, you might have to wipe Olson's ass.
Oh, really?
Worse.
I mean, probably not. I'll probably be able to do that, but I'm worried about when I'm like alone with him and I still only have one arm.
Yeah.
So if I need you,
Tie one of his arms behind his back. That way he gets the idea.
I think I might go to jail if I did that.
Just say it was. Just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
who's he gonna tell? You're the only friend he has.
The hell? I'm right here.
You're a
Well,
parent.
I'm just saying if I need you, will you come over?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm 1 for 1 on emergency calls.
That's true.
Yeah.
Literally, I've been bringing that up to everybody. I'm like, well, Josh is down the street, and the one time I did need him, he was there in 2 minutes. So
I'll be here.
thanks. Appreciate it.
More than likely.
Unless something major in RuneScape comes out.
Unless they release another new skill in RuneScape. Believe it or
Okay.
not.
Well, just keep your phone on loud.
I never do.
I saw your mom and dad today.
Off. Really?
Uh-huh.
They've been skipping me, so.
Oh, well, I hear you're going over there on Sunday.
Or it's news to me.
Your dad was like, well, maybe. We'll see if he shows up.
He canceled last weekend.
Uh-oh.
What the hell does that mean, Dad? That's fucked up, throwing me under the bus.
Then your mom was making fun of me for saying that she's not an Angie when apparently everybody in her family calls her Angie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You call her mom.
I call
And I
her
was like,
Mother
I'm
Dearest.
sorry, Angel, but you'll never be Angie to me.
Yeah.
And I hate it. Then you're not an Angie.
Ange?
I said, we did talk about it.
Yeah.
I decided that Ange was fine.
Yeah.
Ange is fine, but
Which
she's not
it
an
should
Angie.
be Ang.
Thank you.
She should be a master of elements.
I don't want to
actually.
say anything, but I was getting a little peeved over here thinking the same thing.
Ange.
Angel. I don't like that.
Angle.
Well, I don't like those either
She
usually.
is acute. And you're being obtuse. Let's get into the stories.
Okay.
Because we don't just talk about my mom on this podcast. We also podcast on this podcast. And what that entails is us going online and finding silly little stories. This isn't a silly one. And
Uh-oh.
it was sent in by me. I found this one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Long time. First time, maybe?
It was originally on 2X chromosomes, which we've had before. Well, I guess I haven't had them. You've had them before.
I was gonna say,
Theoretically.
why the hell are you perusing?
I mean, you don't know what my genetic code is.
Right. I said assumedly.
Right.
Presumably, actually, is what I said. I forgot what word meant. And then I said it presumably and
Yeah.
assumedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be on there.
My mom did that tonight. She was trying to say concentrate, and she kept saying consummate.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think that's what you think that means.
You can't. Anywho, it's on Best of Redditor updates, and it's not a silly goofy one. It's a pretty serious, dark
All right,
one.
so bring it in. Bring it, like,
Yeah.
what do the kids say nowadays? Lock in?
Lock the fuck in, Erica.
I'm locking in.
Tonight, I broke up with my boyfriend because he kept joking about murdering me.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Ooh. I saved this one.
Did you find it in the wild?
During our first few weeks of dating, this was on April 4th, 2024. During our first few weeks of dating, he joked too much for comfort that he was going to murder and dismember me and dispose of my body.
What the fuck?
Maybe out of context, I'm being dramatic.
No.
He's very sarcastic and has dark humor. But to me, it wasn't funny and caused me anxiety because I know the statistics. I talked to him about this. I told him repeatedly, stop joking about killing me. He kept on with the jokes until I finally told him that those jokes literally scare me. He apologized and seemed to feel bad that his jokes made me scared of him. Tonight we were over 3 hours late to meet with his brother to play games, watch movies, and eat dinner. 3 hours is...
I was gonna. At that point, why are you even showing up? Reschedule at that point.
That's what I call the old reschedule with my parents trick.
I mean, how long is your hangout session that 3 hours is like, all right, it's still worth going over there?
When I was talking to him about us being late, I noticed he sighed deeply, clenched his fist, and looked down at it as if he were making the conscious choice to not punch me.
That's insane, right? Like, that's bad news.
Yeah.
Then, as I was saying goodbye to his brother, he comes into the room and says, she should say her permanent goodbyes. I asked him, what the fuck? He said it was a joke. I asked, how's it funny? What's the punchline? Please explain to me what was supposed to be funny. He couldn't answer. I didn't want to get into the car with him. I walked off, and thankfully my roommate picked me up and drove me home. He called me later and I told him I'm done. He's a good man other than for the jokes about killing me,
Well,
which is an insane sentence to
Yep.
read.
And that makes him not a good man anymore.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, that's one of those things that kind of taints a character.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about and agreed that he wouldn't joke about killing me anymore, but then he did it again tonight and doubled down that it was just a joke and that I'm the problem. I started telling him again about how often women are killed by their husbands and boyfriends, and that's why the jokes bother me so much. But he interrupted me to say, fuck you.
Another red
Excuse
flag.
me?
I'm starting to think this guy's kind of an asshole.
You know what I just realized? Because I was getting real worried,
Yeah.
but I just realized we have an update.
Yeah.
So this person is still alive.
Presumably. Assumedly.
I'm assumedly.
Yeah. And that makes an ass out of you, indubitably. So I hung up and blocked him. All this really sucks because my roommates say I should just talk it out with them and give him another chance.
Bad
because
friends.
They
Bad
can tell I
friends.
really like him and he really likes me.
Are your roommates dudes? I feel like only a dude would be like, nah, he's definitely kidding.
But I already did that. I thought we were past the homicide jokes. Then he did it again tonight while he was angry with me, and it caused me this awful feeling in my gut that I needed to not get in the car with him and get away from him. I've had boyfriends and male friends in the past. None of them have ever made jokes about murdering and dismembering me, especially multiple times after I told them to stop. Have you had any friends or boyfriends that make jokes like this? Where is the humor in it? What would you do in this situation?
Break up.
I've never had this happen to me. Unfortunately, I guess.
I don't think I've ever had anybody jokingly threaten to cause me serious or permanent life-ending harm.
Yeah.
I would say not in this, not to this degree.
I'll fucking kill you. Say it again.
That's what I mean. Like,
That felt horrible to say. I don't know how you can say that. I hated that. I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'll murder you in
Does-
your sleep tonight.
This just, it
see,
does
that's
feel a
too
little
aggressive.
bad.
That doesn't feel like a joke. But if you're like, I'm gonna fucking flip this table and kick you in the shins.
This
That's
still-
just
still not as violent.
banter over Catan.
Right.
This does suck because just this morning I texted Josh, I'm gonna kill him.
You did. You did. And you know what? That didn't even faze me.
Yeah.
Because that's something you say to me and your wife all the time.
Yeah.
He's never once said that to me.
I'm starting to question how I should talk to
And-
the people that I love in my life.
To be fair,
be
what I
fair.
did elicited such a response, which was,
Ask what time we want to work out at.
Yeah.
I do think that should at least let me like punch you in the face. Why are you asking me?
It's not because you have a kid and you have a schedule, and I
Yeah.
sit at home and play RuneScape.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I still let the record show. I set the time.
Yeah. Well, because I threatened him.
I learned my lesson. Update. 11 months later, we have an update. I hope I'm not breaking any subreddit rules by posting an update, but I thought the sub would like this update from all the feedback my OP received, original post received, and all the messages I need requesting an update. Thankfully, I have moved across states since then and have not seen him since. The last time I spoke to him over the phone, I made it very clear several times. You'd promised you'd stop making jokes about murdering me, but then you did it again. You realize the greatest threat for women is being murdered by their boyfriends/husbands. They are most likely to be killed by men they know. He says, "Hey, my name, fuck you." All caps. Implied, I guess, because it was over the phone. So I hung up. I ghosted him after that, blocked him on everything, and alerted my employer if he showed up that he was a threat. However, he sent me an email in an attempt to, I don't know. I'll let you draw conclusions because I really can't make sense of it. The email he sent me said, "Dear my name," spelled with number. Oh, that's not important
I
information.
think it's spelled with numbers like a serial killer letter.
It says that there was an inside joke that he would spell her name wrong all the time, and that's what he was referencing. But I don't know if that's important information to include in the serial killer letter.
Yeah.
Anyhow, dear my name, I don't really know how to go about saying that I am empathetic, as I am a me-pathetic mess. But I do feel I can understand, and I have recognized my actions have consequences. Clearly, ... I thought I was being reasonable. I gave you time and space. I wasn't sure how long I needed to wait, or if I should just do nothing, but I didn't know you had even blocked me until today, as I had not called and only texted that first day, expecting nothing back. Yet now I understand. I should have known. I tried to call you tonight, though, despite my better judgment. That's when it hit me hard. It's been almost 2 weeks. I know you don't want to be in a relationship with me, but I wanted this to end civilly. I could hope that at least. On terms that we both could live on, amicably. Or me, since I didn't have a choice. That terrible night was booze-ridden, and unfortunately for me, the end of us. I didn't get any chance, but I made my choices, and I was cut out of you. Like the cancer I became, regardless of how much I remember, due to my memories being cut down by Irish whiskey and hazed focused.
He's got a million excuses.
Mm-hmm.
You ghosted me. Now I know how that feels, as I have done that to others. I deserve this. It's interesting because you mentioned to me that I never had to change my number in my last relationship over 5 years ago because all I needed to do was block them. Damn. History not only repeats itself, but can be fucking ironic. I lost one of my best friends. I lost you. I've been hurting. This hurt even more when I realized you don't even want to communicate with me. I would ask, why? But I know it's because you hate me, what you think of me, what you think I am. Who likes Andrew Tate? Nobody. I embody that nobody. I am hate. I am Tate.
Wait.
Boo!
What? I don't understand. He hates Andrew Tate?
Yeah, but he's no better than Andrew Tate.
So now he has become Tate because everybody hates him.
Okay.
I am become Tate, destroyer of this relationship.
I obviously have a lot of growing up to do. I was not aware of just how much. Also, there's ellipses all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Telltale sign of a killer, really.
Or Gen Xer. I do not regret you or the experiences I shared, which were awesome and different than all the treasures I had experienced with another soul. We had so much in common, yet the few things we didn't shaped itself into a shadow that blocked our light, your light. I regret not realizing that perhaps I was just not ready. You are so beautiful and awesome, and I hate hurting you in any way, especially since you deserve so much love, and instead, I gave you fear. You, however, only gave me happiness. You made me feel wanted. So much so that it blindsided me, Sandra Bullock. I haven't been that happy in a very long time, and maybe that's why I fell for you so hard and so fast, as I had been in the dark for years, and your essence got me as high as a kite. I could see the sky for once. I was flying. I had been grounded since I had lost my wings a few years ago, and it showed. I started sinking to the sands of time in bottles and gates, drowned by my fears. My brother lost a friend because of me. I lost a friend because of me. I may be a good person that does bad things, but I did a bad thing to a good person. It scares me to think that when we do, and it will inevitably happen as it's a small town, run into each other.
What a threat.
You will fear me.
Ah!
And I will fear you. I don't want that, but I made my grave, and I suppose I need to sleep in it.
I just feel like you shouldn't use terms like grave analogies in a letter to a woman that is scared that you're going to murder her.
You're gonna see me again. Don't worry about that.
Like that, this whole thing feels threatening.
Yeah.
Well, he'll quell that right now.
Oh, okay.
I will not call you again, as I did tonight, as much as I want to. You can always call me, but I'm aware that is about as real as my dreams coming true. I've respected your space. I haven't tried to suffocate it or breathe your air. I just wanted to bury myself with a little dignity today, considering that I must be public enemy number one. I'm embarrassed to admit that running into your roommates or even coworkers makes me feel uncomfortable. That I did to myself and you. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I know you will find someone sooner or later who will treat you with respect and make you feel loved. I am not him. I failed, but you will have that as much as I don't want to think of it, and you deserve it as much as I didn't commit to that. I know you think I don't love you. That's the problem. You can ghost me. You cannot respond. I don't think you will anyways. Maybe you won't even read this, which is okay. I needed to say my piece, spelled wrong, to rest at sea. But you can't take away how I felt or how I feel at all. Maybe that was the problem. I was just too much. You thought I was just a blimp in time anyhow, and now that blimp can finally sink in time.
Autocorrect really fucked him on that one. Right at the end, too. Right at the finish line. I'm a blimp in time.
Also, blimps don't sink.
Yeah.
They fall.
Yeah.
Blimps aren't nautical vehicles. Blimps shouldn't be near water. Neither should blips.
Yeah, blips definitely.
He
not.
really fumbled. He was doing really good until that last line.
I was almost back on your side.
They don't say their ages anywhere. not that it's like obviously changes how much of a piece of shit he is, but God, does this read like a fucking 20-year-old asshole?
I was like, he's either 19 or he's like 30.
Or he's 42.
Yeah.
And he's dating a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, what a bad person. I'll say it.
Yeah. Hey,
And
that's brave of you. He kind of has a threatening aura to him.
The very thinly veiled threat. Thank God you changed cities. Unfortunate, obviously, that you had to do that. Fucked up, even. I'll say that.
At least you don't have to run into him.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's terrible.
What a good find.
Anything else you want to say?
At one point in there, I'm pretty sure he was basically just writing down the lyrics from the song Concord by Blood Country New Road. Which, good song.
Of course.
Honestly, you could probably listen to that album and might learn a thing or two.
Another next story. How about that? True off my chest. Thoughts on it? Thoughts on the subreddit?
I love it.
My husband is having a baby with another woman.
Liar. I don't think this is true.
Oh. What makes you think that?
Come on. Did you hear the title?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say true off my chest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's false off my chest. That's my bad.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Way to clock it, bud.
Hey. When you've been doing it for as long as I have, it's kind of like a 6th or 7th sense.
So if
It
it's
depends on if we're counting pairs. It depends on if we're counting proprioception.
okay.
Then it's a 7th sense. But if we're not, then
Okay.
it's a 6th sense.
So you're okay. So you only have one supernatural sense, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Theoretically,
Theoretically.
that you know of.
Okay, that kind of feels nice, knowing there's a chance I might have another power.
It's kind of my 8th sense, is knowing if people have a 7th sense or not.
Holy
Or 8th.
shit. Oh, shit. You got any extra senses?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is gaydar a 6th sense?
I
Ooh.
don't have good gaydar.
I have good reality TV show gaydar. Is
Yeah.
that a sense for me?
If it gets us in trouble, no. But if it doesn't get us in trouble, yeah, that's an extra sense for sure.
What about like a mom sense?
Oh, sure.
Like when you just like sense that something's wrong with your child?
They've been quiet for 4 seconds. You know?
Yes.
I can't sense when something's wrong with him. I can sense when I can be like, he's getting into something he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old eyes in the back of the head.
Yeah. I can hear the sound of a doorknob just right. And I go, he shouldn't be in that room.
My husband is having a baby with another woman. Me, 42 female, and my husband, 38 male, have been married for over a decade and had a child quite young who is away at college now. And all in all, we've had a great marriage. We were each other's first love, and within that, the only person the other had ever slept with.
So
Did you write this story?
Well,
Are
I'm
you
just
having a baby with another woman and this is
No.
how you're telling me? That's pretty
I'm
fucked.
just running the numbers in my head here. So they have a child together.
Yep.
They've only slept together, but they've only been married for 10 years.
Yeah.
But their child is in college.
Yeah, I think they've just been dating before
Okay.
they got married for a while.
Ew.
Who would do that?
The hell in the eyes of our Lord?
Roughly 2 years ago, we mutually decided to open our marriage. We've always been a very vanilla pair, and it had become less frequent as the years went on. We each had a few dates here and there, nothing serious or ever going very far. Enter Emma, 25 female.
Bad news.
Emma is everything I'm not. I'm very short with a mom bod, and I'm introverted, almost anxious personality. Emma is tall, long legs, shaped like an hourglass with muscles in all the right spots.
Oh, a muscle mommy.
She's the life of the party. My husband began to see Emma about a year ago. I returned home one night and walked in on them in the living room.
Brother.
Neither of us had ever brought anyone else home to this point. I apologized profusely and could tell my husband was embarrassed. Emma told me as sweetly as I've ever been told anything before, "It's okay, sweetheart. Go sit over there," pointing at the recliner a mere couple feet away from where they were on their couch. "And you can leave when we're done."
What the fuck?
That's how it started. Soon, I was watching whenever Emma came over. It grew from there. I needed to make sure the house was in top shape for when she came over. I greeted her at the door to take her boots off.
Take her boots off!
All of this I didn't mind that much. She would become rough with me if I didn't comply.
Oh, no.
This made me uneasy, but was infrequent enough that I let it slide.
This is not a dynamic I was expecting at all.
Yeah. This is I feel like this is a rare talked about topic, but the woman cuck is
The she cuck. What they told me. Wait. No. I somehow scrolled down a lot. This made me uneasy, but it was infrequent enough that I let it slide. My husband never defended me, but also would never participate. Last week, I was sat down by the two of them, both looking so pleased. My heart sank. He's leaving me, I thought. I was surprised by this. Emma had been around a bit less the last couple of weeks and hadn't been rough with me for the same length of time.
What does she mean by rough? Like
Probably bad.
Like physically rough?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like physically abusive, yeah.
she's easing those muscles.
In a bad way.
Okay.
Not in a good way.
Or just like name calling kind of rough, like psychological rough.
I'm reading between the lines that it's physical abuse.
Okay.
What they told me is something I don't know even right now how to properly handle or make work in my mind. Emma is pregnant. My heart stopped. What will people think? It's all I could imagine. My social circle, our family, they know none of this. I mustered and you're keeping it? And she laughed. She sat on my husband's lap and said, well, I'm much too busy and young to properly raise a baby. So that's why you and my husband are going to raise it.
What? What?
I began to cry, my head spinning. I cried that I couldn't, that people wouldn't understand. And she told me firmly it wasn't a choice.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That was last week. I've cried and screamed at my husband, and he simply disagrees. Says the decision is made. I'm a housewife. I have no income, no immediately family anywhere close. I'm
What
lost.
the fuck?
No one else knows about this yet, and I'm just deciding what to do. To raise this baby that isn't mine in the years that are supposed to be for me? Or run away? Maybe try and convince Emma and my husband this isn't a good idea?
There's no convincing him.
Thank you for listening, overall. I don't have anywhere else to turn in my real life.
What the fuck?
I'm just so taken aback. I just really was not expecting that at all.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking wild.
Every single turn was just worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it
and
really
I think
did.
The edit that they have here is like indicative of like how sad it all is. As they say, I know how it looks and sounds, how someone can be so people are saying like this has to be fake, right? And she's like, it's real, yada yada yada. Sincerely, I know how it looks and sounds. How can someone be so pathetic? I didn't even realize how bad it was until the news I got and reflected. I don't even know how it got so far, but it did. I used to be a self-respecting person. Thank you. So she's like blaming herself and the shit that her husband and his new partner are like imposing on her.
Dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Thanks, Madison, for sending that in. And Madison also says, fuck Emma.
For real. I think we can all unanimously agree, fuck Emma.
Well, the husband surely is. That's wild.
It definitely feels like one of those times where, like, she says that they mutually agreed to open their relationship.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like one of those times that she kind of was probably forced into doing it.
She clearly is a very submissive person.
Yeah.
But agreeing to open your relationship does not mean you agree to be a cuck.
Yeah.
Or to raise another woman's child.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's fucking nuts.
And she's been, like, completely deserted from any autonomy to, like, be able to leave.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
say
the
it.
sad part.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's bold.
Yeah.
I hope she can get out of that relationship.
Yeah. And I hope we see all of you on the other side of the...
Yep. Bye.
And I hope we see you all on the other side of this break.
And I hope we see you on the break.
Bye.
And welcome back on this side of the podcast. And guess what we have?
Circle Judge. What the hell? It's the Circle Judge.
And that's where we judge around this circle.
Brother.
It's sort of just a little spot of the show where we can be a little silly goofy. Although sometimes we get a little wanky. From what I hear.
Sometimes
It's a Glee reference.
I see.
All my
I
Glee
see.
heads will love that one.
the fucking glidiots are going absolutely insane right
All
now.
the glurds. And no, we're not going to say the word that you all want to say. That's actually the word.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not saying it.
Can you? I genuinely don't know what it is.
The fan term for people who like Glee. Glee.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Yep. Why can't we say that word?
I just don't want to say it. I don't identify as that word. I
Okay.
identify as a glidiot. Or a Gleesa shit.
You're definitely a Gleesa shit.
Yeah.
I do like that.
One of the biggest Gleesa shits I know.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
It's sort of like
I don't know
like
many others.
when I say, "Oh, Molly's like a little stinker," and then you're like, "Yeah, she is," and I'm like, "Well, you can't say that. I don't think you can." I'll say I'm a Gleesa shit. I don't like you agreeing. So.
She does smell like shit. What?
Who
Molly
smells
smells
like
like shit. Oh,
Okay.
I'm the bad guy. You say she stinks. I'm the bad guy because I say she smells like shit.
Yeah.
Can I
No.
That's
tell
kind
you
of ironic.
about my circle judge now?
Please.
What do we got, Ricky, on the docket?
Okay. I have some drama from our alma mater.
Well, you, Christian and Erica's alma mater.
Correct.
Alma
That's why I
Speaking
said
of,
our, the
Did you
royal
see
hour.
SIUE is in the March Madness men's tournament?
Wow.
No, is that like a first time?
I don't know. I just was filling out a bracket and saw him. I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Anyways, the Daily Egyptian, which is a newspaper down in southern Illinois.
Is a Saluki an Egyptian dog?
Yes.
Oh, how about that?
And there's a city in southern Illinois called
Cairo.
Cairo, but spelled Cairo. The Daily Egyptian posted on March 13th, an SIU School of Medicine professor has been placed on administrative leave after a social media account that is commonly critical of progressive politics posted screenshots that appear to show the professor masturbating on video in various locations on campus.
Bro got his doctorate in public indecency.
Okay, so that was on March 13th.
Why is it always conservatives doing sex
Why
crimes?
is it always conservatives?
4 days ago, here's an update, also from the Daily Egyptian, that on March 17th, that SIU confirmed that professor from School of Medicine, Kyle Miller, is no longer employed by the university after a social media account, one commonly critical of progressive politics, posted screenshots that appear to show the professor masturbating on campus.
Oh, it's a
What-
conservative account.
What kind of liberal ass publication is this? Oh, I can't talk poorly about progressives.
It's Libs of TikTok.
Erica,
I don't think I know that one.
I pity
It's not
you.
good.
Or not pity. I envy you so
Yeah.
much
What?
for not knowing who
You
Libs
sweet,
of TikTok
sweet
is.
Summer child.
Okay, well, Libs of TikTok posted an LGBTQ professor at a public university posts extreme pornographic videos of himself masturbating on campus. Operates multiple social media accounts where he posts videos of himself. He takes requests from users on Blue Sky and for which locations they want him to masturbate in. He claims that he was almost caught and finds sexual pleasure in the risk of being discovered.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before. Does this turn, and is he innocent?
No,
But you're getting all the information from Libs of TikTok?
no,
Does Libs of TikTok become the bad guy at some point?
no. I just
They
think
are
it's
terrible people.
okay. That's fine.
Okay.
It's just that all of this broke from Libs of TikTok, and then
Libs of TikTok is a piece of shit sarcastic terrorist.
okay.
When she posts shit like children to hospitals get death threats is what I just want to make it clear that we are anti Libs of TikTok.
That's fine.
Okay. I just want to be clear.
I'm just saying that this story broke from them,
Yeah.
and then
But the guy was cranking it in public.
correct, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he posted on an account that is anti-progressive. What happened?
No,
to
no.
that?
An anti-progressive account posted him cranking
Okay, so
Yes.
it's
it.
Libs
Which
of
is
TikTok.
Libs of TikTok posted this guy cranking hog.
Correct.
Well, that he was cranking hog.
So now let me go into
And the little bit of me wants to say I'm pro public cranking hog if it makes Libs of TikTok be pissed off.
Yeah,
I don't agree. I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
But it makes me want to say that.
God, Libs of TikTok fucking sucks.
bad person.
So
Shire eye check.
I saw the like headlines. I was reading the comments, whatever. But then I got an Instagram message from Brenna, and Brenna says, "Please tell me you've seen this." And she sends me a link to salukistroker.com.
Okay.
And I said, I've seen the article, but I have not seen this website. Oh my God. So, salukistroker.com.
Yeah.
Also, the Gooner Gazette, if you will,
I won't.
has posted started this website to do an in-depth investigation into this ordeal. So salukistroker.com, if you want to go peruse
It's still up.
yourself. Oh, absolutely. I'm on it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lukey Stroker
Here's the first image.
so is that the professor?
That's the professor.
Is this okay? Is that in a school building?
This specifically is at Wanderwash Laundromat in Carterville, which is a suburb of Carbondale.
Okay.
Here he is at Giant City State Park.
Naked.
Yeah, cranking it. Here he is.
Naked in public. We'll describe the images because obviously we can't show these. He's naked in like a wooded setting. The first one he was prostrating.
He was giving the
showing
old
hole.
goats.
Yeah.
He was showing hole.
In a
yeah.
laundromat.
Yep. In numerous now deleted posts, Miller can be seen masturbating in SIU buildings such as Pulliam and Lawson. Here he is on the stairwell of
just cranking
Pulliam.
hogs, sitting down.
Yeah.
He's definitely pulling them.
Yep. And then, so this is all on the homepage of this website. And
That's great. That's a crazy splash page.
I know. Is that not insane? Okay, so then the last sentence on this front page says, "With this page, I intend to thoroughly document and investigate this incredible moment in Southern Illinois University history. For students in 2025 to far in the future, I hope my work helps preserve this story for decades to come." The Stroker reporter.
Okay.
And this is all just so fucking funny to me.
I have a question.
Yes, absolutely.
Where did we get these pictures from?
These
think
were
Reddit or
posted
something.
online.
Where?
On his Blue Sky, on his Twitter, and on his
so
Reddit
he's
account.
posting them publicly.
Do you want his?
Though.
I assume he
Tag
has like an
them.
OnlyFans.
I don't know. He's the Midwest Otter. As his.
We don't need to give out tags. We're not gonna.
It's on the website. It's on.
I
it's
get
all
that,
here.
but we're not gonna do it. We can talk about it. I don't want to give libs of TikTok any.
It's a real tough one for me because it is like this is wrong.
He's fucked up and doing wrong shit.
Yeah.
Now,
But it's like
the LGBTQ professor bullshit is like
them going out of their way to target. Here's the thing: they target mostly LGBTQ members and
so
are terrible people.
He's been fired from his job. He's been relieved of his position. This is what you're telling us.
Yes. As of
March 14th.
no, as of March 20th, he was.
Oh, we got.
No, I lied. March 17th, he was terminated.
St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day.
And March 20th, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of public indecency, 1 for sexual conduct, and 1 for lewd exposure on campus.
You didn't even catch him. Maybe those photos are photoshopped, huh?
Yeah, it feels gross to me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
So,
What was his? I'll look it up.
okay, you look it up. But this account goes into in depth, like, so we've got the picture of a still from him cranking it in Lawson Hall, and they found
Which is wrong. You can't do that in a public setting.
yeah.
correct. They found the exact room. They went into multiple rooms. The Stroker reporter, went
Yeah.
into multiple rooms in Lawson to figure out exactly which room he was in.
Is this the guy?
Same thing in Pulliam Hall. Let me see.
This is a different guy, right?
I don't know.
I mean, this is not the guy, right?
No.
That's Midwest Otter on Blue Sky is what I was asking.
Maybe Twitter? I don't know. Or Reddit.
I think it's a 0 instead of an O for otter.
Not important.
Anyways, so
I have to assume they deleted it by now.
That's what I think, probably.
They found the spot in Polium where he was cranking it.
Yeah.
I've literally sat in one of these little alcoves waiting for class to start. Like,
Yeah.
that's so crazy to me.
I've sat there waiting for a gay professor.
You
to
could
come
have
and
putzed
crank
your
it.
pud right there.
You could have what?
Putz your pud.
Putzed my pud?
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
Crank a hog.
That's a new one, but I've never heard that one before.
You could have done it.
Playing with your pud.
I don't like pud.
I don't like
Yeah,
it.
pud is pretty rough.
Is
but
pud
I
short
don't
for
like it.
puddle?
I don't know, but
Okay.
pud makes in my here, and I'm not making this up. It's a thing. I've heard it before. It reminds me of what a flaccid penis would be if you're starting the act of starting to jerk off. It. You would
I
call
don't think I start to jerk off with a flaccid penis.
Some people do.
I'm just saying I don't think I do.
All right. Well, you're not playing with your pud
I'm
or whatever.
not putzing my pud.
Okay.
I'm cranking hog. If I'm
cranking
masturbating,
hog.
I am cranking hog. I am.
Okay. Anyways,
Stroking
back
pole.
to Mr. Miller here. He was cranking in Polium, which is, if you know anything about SAU, it's the clock tower building.
Cock tower.
More like it. So they found this exact spot where he was, and right in front of where he was filming, like if he would have looked up at the wall, there is a sign about sexual harassment in higher education, right on the wall.
Well, he's not
So-
sexually harassing anybody. He's got a sexual hairy ass.
He is. There is no one else around, like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Probably
but
like nighttime or whatever. But I imagine there's cameras, and if like a security person were to see that, that would be
Yeah.
yeah.
sexual indecency and exposure.
Yep. He posts on Reddit, same
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
and just
Which
it's
is fine.
Just wild.
The issue is that it's in a public setting.
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
That's the issue.
So
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you were going for?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
No, I messed up. I meant to say absolutely, and I stuttered.
Oh.
Oh.
Because absolutely is a
Yeah.
thing down there.
And
so-
I'm not upset about it.
Okay. Well, I just think it's so funny because they're like
He's so pissed
they're
off.
going in depth to find like
Yeah.
the
exact
actual
spot.
He got fucking
locations.
rain bolt on his ass.
Geo Rainbow
So-
looking up Mr. Miller, Dr. Miller, actually. He went to 8 years for that degree.
So yeah, he's been arrested, and it sounds like if I go to background information, he has been in prison before.
Oh,
For
According to case records that are believed to refer to Miller, he pled guilty to stealing bank funds in 2014 and was sentenced to serve 5 years of supervised release. That does not refer to physical robbery, instead indicating embezzlement or fraud, often by a bank employee. In 2016, violated conditions of release by using alcohol and illegal drugs. And in 2018...
So that's just on probation? He
I
just
guess.
on probation wasn't supposed to drink or use marijuana, I imagine.
Yeah. But he also posted on Blue Sky a throwback picture saying, "This picture's from my 25th birthday. It was taken right after I left federal prison. Anyone want a story time thread on going from scholarship kid to slamming Tina at Club St. Louis to 6 U.S. Marshals arresting me? Thankful not to be like that anymore." You want to know what slamming Tina is?
I imagine it's an illicit substance.
It is referring to injecting meth,
Okay.
which that's a new term for me. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not into the meth scene enough to have heard slamming Tina.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. I'm brave enough.
So yeah, this
I'm
dude has had a
confused.
wild life.
He seems young. He seems like he's young, dumb.
He finished
full of cum. Well,
his PhD in 2018.
So he's been a professor for 7 years. Well, he's been professor eligible, I guess. We don't know when he got hired.
Yeah.
And what did he teach?
He worked for the School
Photography?
of Medicine. Let me see.
School of Medicine, but he was a bank robber.
He's a bank robber meth addict who did sexual crimes. And he was a doctor about it. He put in his 10,000 hours of being a sex criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? He's got a lot a lot of things in the fire. What's it called?
It's not a lot of irons in the
You
fire.
got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
His PhD is in health education.
That seems like gym teacher, no?
That's what I.
PhD in gym teacher is kind of insane.
Specialized in projects to improve sexual health among college students.
Interesting.
Joined a local behavioral health agency as a therapist. And later, as clinical director, joined the Department of Population Science and Policy.
Well, all right.
The work I engage in focuses on rural health inequities, specifically among the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community, individuals, and people who use drugs. My work with the LGBTQ plus community has included Blue Cross Blue Shield, blah, 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 blah.
So Libs of TikTok just has a bot that just scrapes for LGBT crimes, right?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like, yeah. It was just a crime done by a gay guy.
Correct.
Or by a queer person. Well, he
Correct.
didn't
It has
do it
nothing-
because he's gay.
Correct.
Or that he was focusing on teaching queer
Yeah.
Yep.
Classes.
education. Yeah.
The fact that he is...
It just turns out that he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Which I've heard there are queer people who are bad people. I've heard
Wait,
this
I thought they were a
before.
monolith. Am I hearing this wrong?
I've never met one. I'll say that.
So, a lot of my SAU friends and I are talking about this, obviously, because this is big drama from our days in school. And
Did you know? I guess no, because you would have read. Well,
no, I didn't know him. I never had him as a professor. I've never seen him before. But I was texting. I was in a group text with my friend Letty, who was
yeah.
just
audience,
here,
audience
and
Letty.
Bree. And Bree goes, I fucking found him on Reddit. That's actually hilarious. And then she goes, oh no, I accidentally saw his dick.
Accidentally? I'm sorry. That's like going fox hunting and being like, I accidentally saw a fox. His whole thing is that he's showing hog.
Yeah.
What do you mean you accidentally saw it?
She goes, I deep dived too much.
It's not a deep dive. It's surface level.
I clicked on his account and I saw a hog. Why did I deep dive?
I clicked on a picture that said, here's my hog. And I saw a
Yeah.
hog.
Yeah, so that's the Saluki Stroker.
How about that?
Is that not insane?
Definitely. I mean, if that happened at my alma mater, I would also be all about it. I would be up in that.
Also, I want to say that the Gazuner Gazette /SlukeyStroker.com says, I fully disavow Libs of TikTok page who amplified the story on Twitter.
Yeah.
The MAGA freaks that are weaponizing queerness as inherently predatory can fuck off. The Saluki Stroker is first and foremost a gooner. I have no affiliations
he's
with
not
SAU.
He's
and I'm
not a
documenting.
gooner. He's a criminal. Like,
Hey, there's
can-
a pipeline right there.
you can legally goon. That's the thing.
Gooning leads to crime.
You're a strict no-fap personality. Christians.
No,
Yeah.
there's a difference between jerking your fucking hog and
Yeah.
gooning, brother.
Do you know what an otter is?
Yeah, it's like a slimmer bear.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, but don't worry, because Saluki Stroker got you, because they've the Stroker Reporter, I should say, they put the definition in there and even cited their sources.
Can you define it in case I was wrong?
A otter is a term for a typically gay man who is a cross between a bear and a twink, slim but hairy.
Yeah. Sometimes there's bear cubs, and there
Yeah.
I don't.
So there it goes: twink, twunk,
Yeah.
otter, cub, and bear is the
Yeah.
thing here. And like I said, go to SalukeyStroker.com.
I don't. We don't need to keep plugging the Stroker. Is the thing. I think we've plugged him once. We don't want to be Saluki pluggers. Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just want to be clear.
Yep. But I thought that was insane, and I had to share.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing with the class.
Yeah, and I just feel like we can all judge this man for A,
Publicly cranking.
doing it where you're at where you're working is insane.
Yup.
And also, if you're gonna do that, maybe just don't show your fucking face.
Yeah. If the lesson
Don't
should
show
be
your
learned,
face.
it's to do public gooning, but don't attach an identifiable
Yeah.
face to it. I think it's a good.
Because honestly, think of how much more fun it would have been if the mystery of like trying to
Like who
track
is it?
down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if there's more of a whodunit aspect to
I mean,
this, that'd
it
be
seems
awesome.
like it was pretty easy to figure out where the pictures are being taken. I don't think it would have
Yeah,
been.
but it
but
would have
that
been fun to
doesn't-
stake out and be like, who's cranking their hog in Lawson?
Did you see his
feel
cock?
It was. Did I?
Yeah.
No, I did not go searching for it. I only saw the redacted images.
How nice of a cock would it have to be before we forgive him?
I would never forgive for a. No,
I wouldn't either.
That's not in my criteria,
I
Joshua.
don't like that you're implying that I would. I just was asking.
I'm glad I didn't answer fast enough.
No dick is going to be good enough to forgive crimes.
That's not
in my
a
opinion.
dick. It's a cock. That is a
At
cock.
this point,
It's
it's
the
a
same
cock.
thing.
Erica.
What's the difference between a dick and a cock?
Is a boob and a titty the same?
Yes.
No. That's like saying a breast and bazongas are the same.
Yes. It's just two different terms for the same thing.
That's like saying balls and testicles.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Correct.
That's like saying ass and fatty are the same.
No, because I think fatty could be in several different things. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Hey, Judgies. This is a listener submitted sound.
right.
If you want to send a
Well.
listener submitted sound, which always comes before our listener submitted stories, you can do that at judgiespod@gmail.com. Title it listener submitted sound. You can read my name. It's Zoe. I wrote a little parody of the If I Were You theme song for you guys. Without further ado, here is If I Were Josh.
If I were Josh, if I were Josh, if I were Josh, if I were Josh, Chris and Rick and Aurora would love me. If only I were Josh from the Judgies.
Thank you. Hey, full circle.
I don't know that song.
It's a podcast theme song for If I Were You from Jake and Amir,
Oh.
which Aurora and I did a theme song submission for and got us our first outside listeners way back in December of 2020.
What?
Was that
2020.
the one you did to?
Yep, I'm on Smoko. Smoko by the
Yes.
chats. Australian even.
Yep.
Thank you, Zoe. It was wonderful. That always comes before a listener submitted story. And I've actually got 3 little quick ones. Actually, I got 2 quick ones, 1 really long one.
Okay.
If the crouch is okay with that.
I'll allow.
Okay, thank you. First one is it's not even a story. It says, this is from Kira. Hey, Judges, you can say my name. It's Kira. I love your podcast. I've been listening since the 90s.
Okay.
90s, baby. I think Churd was my first episode. And Erica, you loved Churd?
Did I?
No. Churd left such a permanent mark on our show.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And you hated it.
I did.
You hated it. Yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
I have a habit of stealing phrases you guys say on the show. I just think you're very funny, and I do it subconsciously. I had this experience today, and I knew I had to share. We hired a new guy at work, and we were driving up to a job site together in a neighborhood called Singletree. Like, bleep that, because I don't know if that's a super unique,
Okay.
I've heard of the Doubletree. Bleep that, because now they would get the reference. Under my breath, in Christian's cadence, I said, what the hell? There's multiple trees here. Now you can't bleep it because you have to know that it's called Singletree.
Yeah.
So disregard everything, editor. My new coworker whipped his head over to look at me and asked, do you listen to the Judgies? We ended up putting you guys in the car, and also because I'm a communist and believe in sharing the love, I played the Beps for him because he's not a shitlord like I am. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for reading my story, Smiley. How fun is that?
You're always allowed to share the peps.
That is so exciting.
Josh is pissed.
It's implied, but like you don't say it.
Okay, sorry.
Speaking of finding a piss baby in the wild, I met our piss baby that works at Culver's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was picking up ice cream after volleyball practice the other night for me and Chrissy, and she was like, "Hi, I just wanted to say I love your podcast." And I was like, "Thanks." I was so taken off. Like, I was not expecting it. She goes, "I also am sorry about that one coworker that harassed Josh." And I was like, I knew immediately who it was. She goes, "Yeah, she got fired." I'm like, "Hell yeah."
I want to say they had they, them pronouns.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry.
But you wouldn't, I mean.
Well, they did not tell me that when we were speaking.
Maybe
They were
I could be wrong.
presenting.
I
I'm
could be
so
wrong.
sorry.
No, I could be wrong is the thing. I'm, you know what? I'm reading their email right now and they didn't say.
Okay.
So that's on me. And I'm sorry for making you feel that way.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I did like get a pit in my stomach and now I'm sweating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You and Christian have very similar reactions to misgendering somebody accidentally.
Well, but I don't want to do that. That's never my intention.
Another real quick one from new submitter. You know how we have
Okay.
off submitters
Okay.
This is a new submitter, someone that goes by the name Sal. Just in case you forgot, this is Sal.
Huh.
I forgot.
Have they ever submitted?
I don't think she has. Here's the thing for all you main feed listeners over on the Judgies bonus episodes over on Patreon episodes Judgies Pod. Well, I've tasked our listeners with trying to find a banal shit story, which is
I might get one for you.
a shit story.
Not me personally, but
A shit your pants story, specifically. A story that the requirements are you have to have shit your pants unexpectedly, and the story is boring. Because my theory is that that's like an oxymoron. It's like, or not an oxymoron, I guess technically. It'd be a catch-22, what's that called? Paradox. It's a paradoxical term where it's like you can't have a boring shit your pants story because a shit your pants story is inherently interesting.
right.
And so far, I haven't been proven wrong. Let's see if Sal does that. So here's a little taste of what you can get over on the bonus episode. That's right. You'll pay money to hear us talk about people shitting their pants. Here's my mundane poop story that is also a core memory for me. Picture this. You're in second grade, and it's your class's turn to be in the computer lab. It's the end of the school day, and you have free time after typing lessons.
Ooh,
You're playing
speaking.
Kid Picks, and you fart.
Ooh.
And you notice it smells, but you didn't even care because you're playing Kid Picks. After about 5 minutes, you realize the smell is still lingering. You start to get worried and can no longer enjoy Kid Picks. Your walk home is more like a run home. When you get home, you are mortified to learn you did in fact shit your pants. You probably didn't read this because Josh hates me, heart Sal. How can I hate you? I don't even know you.
I forgot. I just Googled Kid Pics.
I love that game.
And here's the issue, Sal.
This is the coolest shit ever.
Kids shitting their pants, not that interesting. You threw in Kid Picks.
You threw in nostalgia.
And you threw in nostalgia bait for us millennials. If you don't know what Kid Picks is, look it up. It was pretty much just Microsoft Paint, but sick as fuck.
It was
so fucking sick.
It was like Microsoft Paint, but they had a bunch of fun brushes and they had like stamps that were cool as shit.
Oh my god.
So
Is
thank
this
you,
still
Sal.
around?
Angie made me think of maybe I don't know what they do for your typing class when you were a kid, Sal. But I had Mavis Beacon and I loved that shit. Did you guys ever play Mavis Beacon?
It's not ringing a bell, but probably. I don't know. I guess
You can still download it.
Yeah, there's a new. So they like brought it back for nostalgia, yada yada yada. And here's our real listener submitted stories. It's actually a twofer,
Okay.
so we're kind of getting 4 listener submitted.
Did you guys
stories.
take typing classes as kids?
Only? Well, yeah. I guess we had it in 8th grade. They added it
8th grade.
for.
I took it in high school.
and then I also took it in high school.
I took it in I went to a private school. We did computer and like typing classes from like kindergarten until 8th grade.
Our
Fancy pants, Rich McGee over here.
But here's the thing: I broke
Fuck
my hand.
you.
I also
I'm
took
kidding.
like keyboarding in high school in freshman year. Broke my hand, and now I can't type with my pinky anymore.
Yeah.
I 8 years of learning how to type right. Broke my hand 1 year. Now I can't type
why
right.
were you learning on a typewriter?
Oh, you piece of shit.
My
You made
mom
me
learned
spill
on a
my
typewriter.
wine.
I'm pretty sure our middle school, our public one, like when I was in 8th grade, it was the first year they did keyboarding, so it would have been 2007.
With the big Mac computers with the
No,
translucent.
no, this was an actual computer lab, like we had,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Macs.
No? I feel like I have a distinct memory of going into the library and they had these big.
But we had a new computer lab. I'm saying built. You weren't there
Oh.
anymore, right? In 8th grade.
My bad.
It was the first year they built a computer lab, and it was cycled. They got rid of wood shop and put in computers. So we cycled between home ec, art, and then computer lessons.
Okay.
They got rid of wood shop for computer.
Woodshop was pretty sick though.
It was pretty sick. And I'm pretty sure they got rid of the typing classes after like 5 years.
Really?
Like by like mid 2010s, they like got rid of it, which is insane. But I'm pretty sure it's like a pretty big epidemic that like younger
can't type
people
anymore?
don't know how to type
Interesting.
because they don't grow up on like keyboards. Like we grew up on keyboards because
Yeah.
we didn't have cell phones, but now everything's on like a cell phone. Or
that
like,
makes sense.
you know. Anywho. Hey, Judges, you can say my name. It's Lindsay. I've been listening to you all since 2021, but took a break. What the heck? And I'm now just catching up on your latest. Thank you. I just listened to an episode where a listener was talking about her crazy hookups in Italy, and you were all saying how it's good she didn't get murdered. And it made me think of my 2 craziest stories from my hoe phase in college, both of which could have 100% resulted in me getting murdered. But hey, still here. Think of it this way. Technically, you could get murdered at any time.
I'd like to not think about that.
Think of it this way. Most people don't get murdered.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get.
I ain't scared of you.
Don't worry. It's fingers. It's not a real gun. I know you were fooled, and you were scared of me. I could hear it in your voice. Anywho, whoop-de-woo, here's story number 1. I used to love... I don't anymore. That's a more of a me thing.
Okay.
I used to love a little one-night stand with the bar... I used to love a little one-night stand with the bar rando, and one night I had gone home with this guy. Had a great time. Nothing crazy there. However, in the morning he said, hey, let's hang out together today. Being young, dumb, and full of calm, I agreed, and he said he wanted to take me to the hot spring out in the desert. I lived in California at the time. It's better than the cold spring in the desert.
I think I want a cold spring in the desert.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
If it's like 100 degrees out, I don't want to get into a 112-degree hot spring.
Agreed.
Well, you don't get into the hot spring. You chill around it and you sweat more.
Not in Colorado.
This is in the desert.
Well, half of Colorado is a desert.
Really?
No,
High desert, yes.
Oh.
Well, not half, but it's a high desert.
What do you mean a high desert? Like the mountains?
I don't know what that means.
Well, desert
probably.
is a lack of precipitation.
Yeah.
Does it precipitate in the mountains in Colorado?
I don't fucking know. I just know they call it the high desert.
Like
It's a
because
high
there's
elevation
weed?
desert.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I don't live in Colorado. I've just been to the high desert one time in my life.
Were you high when you went?
No, I was with a bunch of fucking losers.
I was with you, wasn't I?
I was picking up a tuxedo.
Ah, yes.
Anywho, we proceeded to drive like 2 hours into the low desert and then hike, gross, another 30 minutes or so into this hot springs area. We hiked in the daylight and there was lots of other people going to and from the spring, so, not terribly concerning. Unfortunately, once we got there, the guy I was with started dropping acid with a bunch of strangers while I hung out by the fire and contemplated my poor life choices.
Well, there's that.
There's a fire at the hot spring in the desert,
Uh-huh.
and she's there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it gets cold in the desert at night.
allegedly. That's when the cold spring comes out.
Unfortunately, I feel like you just have to do the acid with the rest of the group.
It grew dark and neither of us had any kind of supplies, flashlights, water, etc. And I was like, hey, I'm probably going to have to sleep out here in the desert and things aren't looking great for my longevity if I stay here. I started to freak the fuck out, and by that time he was kind of coming down from his acid trip, so I made him hike back out to the parking lot with me. Thankfully the moon was out so we could see the trail, and when we got back to his car, I took his keys and drove us 2 hours home. Left him to sleep it off in his car in my college campus parking lot and never talked to him or saw him again after that. Upon reflection, I am super glad he wasn't a murderer or a big enough asshole that he wouldn't hike back out with me when I freaked out or let me take his keys and drive us both home. Definitely my scariest hoe face story.
Okay.
And now,
That was pretty scary. I did not like it.
for my funniest hoe face story.
All right. I'm glad that you did the scary one first and the funny one after.
This one is mostly just very funny and slightly less murdery, so we can end on a good note. Still in college, I went to a Halloween party my roommate/best friend's boyfriend was throwing. I was dressed as Marilyn Monroe, looking like a snack, I must say, and I met a guy who was dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. This being the early 2000s, I know, old, he was one of probably 12 Jack Sparrows at the party,
Yeah.
but by far the best looking one, and
Okay, flex.
with the best costume, and was strangely very in character all night.
It turns out it was Johnny Depp.
I chalked it up to the Halloween spirit and agreed.
She is in California. What if it is Johnny Depp? Shut up.
I chalked it up to just being the Halloween spirit and agreed to meet up with him the following weekend to go out. Mind you, this was the weekend after Halloween. I drove over to his apartment and he walked out to meet me, and he was still dressed like Jack Sparrow. Same outfit, same everything.
It's got to be Johnny Depp.
I was a bit taken aback, but figured, okay, maybe he's doing a double Halloween weekend thing, since Halloween, I think, was on the Wednesday that year. But I'm not dressed up and didn't think this was a Halloween outing. Regardless, he has at least dropped the Jack Sparrow in-character routine and is like, oh yeah, the bars downtown are still doing Halloween stuff, so let's just go hang out. We go downtown and proceed to have an awkward few drinks at the bar. The sparks from the previous party are definitely not flying, but hey, no biggie. We go back to his place and he invites me in. I had driven my car there, so I figured, why not? If nothing else, I can just hit the restroom before I drive back. I walk into his apartment, floor to ceiling, pirate regalia. Movie posters, pirate props from the movies, nautical themed coffee table, decor, drapes, etc. It was insane. I'm thinking, okay, this guy might actually think he's a pirate, like that guy from the movie Dodgeball, Pirate Pete.
It's
Wait,
Alan
no.
Tudyk.
He says Gar Peter. What? I can't remember his name. Can't remember the pirate's name in that movie.
Isn't it Pirate Pete?
No, because he says Gar Peter. He's somebody else. I think the main character's name is Pete.
Okay.
Anywho, I do my best to stay cool and just say like, wow, cool decor. I'm just going to go pee real quick. I go down to the hall to the bathroom, stare myself down in the mirror for a good 2 minutes again, contemplating my life choices, and decide, okay, time to scram. But it doesn't end there. As if the freaky pirate fetish weren't enough, I walk out of the bathroom, and directly across the hall from his bathroom is his bedroom, which the door to is open, and his whole bed is covered in rose petals.
Oh, he knew this was happening.
Romantic.
The pirate is Steve.
Pirate
from
Steve. Thank you.
Dodgeball.
No joke, I froze. I was in shock. What in the actual fuck was going on here? Even if he weren't dressed as and possibly living as a pirate, and even if we had actually continued to hit it off enough to come back to his place to hook up, walking in on a rose petal situation? Nah, fam.
Yeah.
Need his goofy I don't like that you said nah, fam. Not because necessarily you are cringe saying it. I just didn't like reading it. I didn't like reading nah, fam.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I sort of
you
zhuzhed it up by
goofy
saying goofy I.
I don't.
Maybe-
Is that a new thing?
We don't have time, Erica. Needless to say, I scurried back to the living room, didn't say a word, and left as quickly as possible. The thing is, it's an old thing.
Later.
It's an old
Okay,
thing, Erica.
all right.
That's the thing. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
Fun update to that one. After that, I, of course, just called him Rose Petals Guy to my friend and had posted on my Facebook wall about it. So he did end up seeing that. He did end up seeing that since we were mutuals. And he messaged me in a very sad boy way and asked, is that about me? And I just said, yeah, man, it was. Don't do that to anyone else.
The petals were for me. I can't treat myself.
So those are my tales. There are lots more, but these are my two faves. However, if you ever heart up for more, I'm always down to air my embarrassing laundry. LOL. Keep on judging and being awesome in general. Love you all. P.S. Ricky and I have the same birthday.
Yes, bitch.
July 31. Literal best birthday ever. Leo's, baby. Love
Hell
Lindsay.
yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Remember,
Very cool. If this is actually your last name, I doubt it is. But even the middle initial is perfect. Look at the middle initial. That's like an order at a fucking dessert place. You know what I mean?
Maybe the pirate was treating himself. Maybe he had a long day of swabbing the poop deck. And he just wants to go home and treat himself.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of roses in the bed.
I still got 2 stories to read.
Fuck.
One of them's short. Thank you, Lindsay. Those are very good stories.
Also, is being into one night stands, is that an extrovert thing? I think I might kill myself if I had to do one night stands all the time.
Yeah. I could see it. I would be more down for a one night stand, like just being in a public place and you hit it off and you do it.
Yeah.
But I definitely was not about that life on dating apps.
It wouldn't be my thing. I don't think I would ever be going in the bar trying.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't be going out like on the prowl for pussy, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you
I
ever
don't
had
think
a
I'd
one-night stand?
ever be on the prowl for pussy.
I've had 2 night stands.
I think I would have better.
Got 'em right now.
You have 2 night stands?
Yeah.
Okay,
End tables,
wealthy.
Really. Not really nightstands, I guess. They're more end tables.
I would have a better word for it. I wouldn't ever be on the prowl for pussy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'd have a better term. That's fucked up and it sounds kind of gross, especially coming from you,
That's why I said it.
pig.
Okay. Yeah. I went out a lot looking for one night stands and there were rose petals on my bed.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
And me and Jake would come back to our dorm and I would brush him off and we would cuddle for a second. And be like, hey, it's all right, bud. Next time. And I'd say, no, probably not. And he'd be like, yeah, probably not. And then we'd go to bed, watch Vine for a little bit. r/ballet.
Whoop.
Say my name if you want. I'm a shitlord. This is from Laurel. My partner doesn't like watching videos of me dancing.
Okay.
I recently showed him some old videos of me dancing because I really wanted to go back on stage. For reference, I've been dancing for over 20 years, so dance has always been a big part of my life, even though I didn't go pro. Dance has been part of my identity for as long as I can remember, so I was incredibly hurt when he told me to exit out of the video I was showing him 1.5 minutes into a 2.5 minute video. He'd said he was bored of it and he got the gist
Maybe
and
it's
didn't
the
need to
music.
see more.
Maybe it's the music. I'm not into ballet music.
I got the gist is crazy. Ballet is a performance.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't impressed with that video, so I showed him a few more where he kept saying that each one was even worse than the last one.
Oh.
I felt so hurt and disappointed because I expected him to understand my love for dance and ballet, and he just treated it like any old video. Later, I tried to explain how his words had hurt me, and he said things like, to be honest, it's like you haven't outgrown the middle school girl who will randomly do a split in the middle of the room for attention.
Oh, no.
And it concerns me that you think this is such a big deal. I understand that I'm not a dancing prodigy and the videos probably weren't super impressive, but I can't tell if I'm just being sensitive or if this would be something that would make other dancers upset too.
I think that would make anyone upset. That's a pretty harsh thing to hear from somebody that's supposed to love you.
Allegedly love
What do you mean you like volleyball? That's like a high school sport.
You just sometimes go and be a libero in the living room for attention. You know what I mean?
No, I'm a setter in the living room for attention. And I am not a setter in real life.
Set her in the living room, hit her in the bed.
You hit your wife in the bed?
No, she hits
Yeah,
me.
he does.
You hit her in the bed? What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
It's fucked up.
In the best ways.
In the bed ways.
That sucks for you.
What?
That sucks for them. I was talking. I was talking to OP. That sucks for you.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. It sucks that you had the experience of showing your like friend, or in this case partner, a video you're excited about, and they don't give you the reaction. Like, you know, the dread when you're like, you gotta watch this really funny video, and you're like,
well, please also find it funny.
you're
Please,
30
please,
seconds in. It's like I laughed twice the first time I watched it, and you haven't laughed a single time yet.
I just, you know how like there's like the like double standard thing of like women will never understand or like men will never understand like, you know, menstruation, childbirth, pregnancy, all this stuff. Normally women don't understand the idea of showing a YouTube video to people and then the pain of them going, this is boring. And every guy with ADHD does this.
Yeah.
Which is ask any woman you know. They can tell you guys will just put their phone like this and go, you got to watch this video, and put a full blast YouTube video from 2011 in your face. And you have to watch all 2.5 minutes of this sketch that isn't funny anymore. So it's interesting to me that a woman got to have this experience.
Have I
and
ever done
maybe
this
next
to you,
time a
Erica?
guy does it to you, maybe you go, wow, this Jake and Amir video is really funny. Good job.
Have I ever done this to you?
What?
Have I ever made you watch a video that I thought was funny and made you sit through the entire thing?
First of all, you've never made me do anything I don't want to do because
Thank God. That was
I
such a
don't
good
do anything I
answer.
don't want to do.
That was such a good answer. Oh my God.
You're welcome. Anyway, moving on. What's up?
Wow, really avoided the question. They're a real politician.
I
Speaking of politicians,
we can't talk about that.
We're going to talk about it on the bonus episode.
We can't talk about
What do you mean?
It's too local.
We can be vague about it.
Erica, if there's one thing I know about you, it's that you
Fine,
struggle to be
I'll-
vague about local
I'll
things.
shut my fucking mouth. Okay.
It's that you struggle to be vague about local things.
Anyway, I guess we won't talk about it on the bonus episode. Here I was trying to plug our content, but fuck me, I guess.
That's our other content.
TuckyChristy.com.
Hey, Rick et al. I'm a longtime listener since episode 30-something, shitlord, and a first-time submitter. My boyfriend sent me this with the caption, send this to the people who read Reddit stories. He doesn't listen to the podcast, but I still ABP and make him listen to the best stories. Anytime Erica says, my wife, anyway, here's the story. And I'll include screenshots. This was also sent to me by editor Blake, which is kind of funny that I think Blake sent it to me before this person. Pisses and Kisses Kennedy, you can use my name. I'm not going back to the top, though. That's really funny.
Well.
Okay. So this is from r/am I overreacting, which Blake and I have decided. I thought you were just gesturing to me. Blake and I have decided we think Am I Overreacting is the best subreddit now for stories.
Yeah.
Because Am I the Asshole is mainly just like fake stories. That's why there's like 7 fucking Am I the Asshole offshoots now.
Yep.
But also, am I overreacting? Gets you the stories of like the perspective of someone very clearly not overreacting and just incredulously describing something as like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Anyhow, am I overreacting? My fiance spent $600 on gacha games.
Can you describe to me what a gacha game is?
Yeah, gacha is a
For the listeners, really.
yeah. I'll say specifically it's Genshin Impact, but it's
Never heard of it.
It's usually like mobile games, and usually there's a system where you pull packs or like try to get characters in this game,
Okay.
and there's a heavy incentive to pay money to get more chances to get these higher and more rare characters.
It's just gambling with money for virtual things.
Okay.
It comes from the word gachapon, which is a Japanese term, and it's kind of like when you put a quarter in and you spin it and you get a little bean character that's dressed like a thug. You know what I'm talking about?
I do remember those.
Yeah. But in Japan, it was like a huge, huge cultural thing, and then it came into video games as gacha games, Gacha.
I mean, it's even gone so far now that it's happening like in toys, like
Yes.
modern toys. Like you buy like
LOL surprise.
yes,
Yes.
LOL Surprise is a gotcha game, but
It's fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
IRL.
Every single thing now is like you can't just buy the thing. You have to buy a 1 in 6 chance to pull it. Like
Yeah.
anywho, these are text messages.
It's crazy that you didn't mention Pokemon.
It's not.
I mean, it's not really. It's similar, but like trading cards isn't quite the same.
Okay, but is it even really trading cards anymore?
It's primarily trading cards.
But you're not trading them.
You're trading them for cash. Still trading.
more like bartering cards.
I mean, you're trading anything for cash, really. That's kind of how the economy works, Joshua. It's the
It's not-
exchange of money for goods.
It's not quite this. It's not always money.
What are you giving out instead of money?
Favors.
Okay.
Trading cards is very similar to gacha, but not. It's the thing is typically especially with gacha games, is your odds of pulling the things are like astronomically low, so low to the point that a lot of times they implement pity systems to where like, oh, if you don't pull within the next. If you don't
100
pull an
pulls.
ultra rare and 60 pulls, you get guaranteed one ultra rare pull. So it incentivizes you to buy 60 pulls. That way you get at least one ultra rare. It's very, very predatory and very, very disgusting. Anywho, they have a little thing here. My fiance spent $600. Blake, put this before all of the text messages. My fiance spent $600 on a gacha game without asking. I flipped out, and now his entire family are calling me abusive and encouraging him to call off the engagement. For context, I work 55 hours a week, and he drives Uber during the day while I'm at work. We are paycheck to paycheck. The person texts their partner, and it opens up with the guy going, "Stop calling me." She says, "We need to talk right now. Pick up now. You're not being fair at all. I explained my boundaries to you, but you are not respecting them. This is exactly what blank says is abusive about you."
Oh.
She responds, "You spent $600 on our credit card on a fucking game. I already explained it to you. $600 for 2 virtual characters you don't need without asking when we are paycheck to paycheck. That card was meant to be for emergencies with the Civic."
Ooh.
He then sends back the picture of the character that he pulled, which is Genshin Impact.
But she's so fucking hot, babe. Oh, she's so
And he says,
Segoy.
"You told me you wanted her too, but you aren't even happy for me, LMFAO." And she responds with like a question mark bubble on it. He says, "Actually, I'm done. I'm a 29-year-old man, and I'm allowed to make purchases without needing your permission. That is an abusive dynamic. Blank explained that very clearly to me." She says, "Yes, I said I wanted Furina. I didn't say we should spend hundreds to get constellations. You are a fucking addict. You already spent all of our Christmas money on it." He responds, "You are snooping into our financial purchases. You should take a look at yourself." And she responds with a middle finger emoji and says, "This is a shared card that I set up for emergencies, and you went behind my back. Why don't you tell blank about your gambling addiction to video game characters?" And he says, "A," which I assume is a typo.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Actually, other blank told me all about your coercion, and I believe that you are a narcissist personality, and that is why you're continuing to try and control me and control my financial decision making. You know this is my values, and I have had Fiorina as my wallpaper forever. I refuse to be verbally abused for being myself. I am battling anxiety, and you do not care about that at all. I don't want to get married to you. I am not talking on the phone. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you for giving me a horrible anxiety attack and ruining my night. And no, I didn't do a fucking thing with Fiorina yet because of your calls." She says, "I will call Capital One and dispute the charge. Your account will get banned." Middle finger emoji. And he responds, "Try it. You will lose me forever. I'm going to Scottsdale for the night. Stop calling me for 12 hours and then we can talk. Good night." And then he says, "Will you please answer my mom? Please?" I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today and I have to do better. I love you. You don't need to dispute the charges. I will get you the money soon. Blank can spot me $600 tonight. So can you text him your Venmo? Anxiety is really bad. Please. And that's where the messages end.
That's awesome. God, this guy sucks. I love how fast he crumbled.
I love the weaponization of his mental health.
Yeah.
To be like, I have anxiety, therefore I have to spend $600 we don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, she says it. Straight up addiction.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, there's no way to put it anywhere else. He needs to not be on that game, spending that much money.
She needs to not be with him.
Well, here's the thing. How hot / good of a character does Fiorina need to be for you to think this is okay?
It does not matter.
Okay.
I don't think
They're
it's okay.
not hot enough. I just saw a glance.
Let me see their age.
That also is not going to matter to me.
It'll
they're
matter if I'm calling
ageless.
them
They're-
hot or not.
They're 2,000 years old.
It'll matter if I'm calling them hot or not.
No, it really won't.
Their birthday's October 13th.
Oh, sweet.
Surprisingly hard to find the age of a birthday is. Although an immortal who has been alive for at least 500 years, Fiorina's design is depicted as a young woman.
Hey,
How good of a character does she have to be before you think this is okay?
it has to be the absolute hottest
No.
anime babe I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't realize that Genshin Impact was literally the meme of teenager, but actually 500 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Genshin Impact was actually like that. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, that's how most anime like esque things now that have like big girl roster to trick weebs into gooning.
That was such a sentence.
They now do this because in a lot of shonens and stuff, and like an actual anime, like people are like they're all 16 or like 15 because like that's the age demographic for whatever. But like in video games, they're like, yeah, no, she's in the body of a 14-year-old, but yeah, she's as old as time. She's immortal.
Yeah.
I don't know. They give him the Edward Cullen effect to try to skate around it.
The Edward Cullen effect.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whatever, F, bud.
you're welcome.
I'm trying to find a tier list to see where Fiorina ranks. Okay, she's in SS for sub DPS ranks.
Oh, for sure.
She's at the top of SS and sub DPS. Does that change your mind, Erica?
And what is DPS?
Dan, for a second, it means they're a damage dealing character.
Okay.
And she's in
And-
SS.
SS is the best.
Yeah.
Yes, it's even better than S.
Which
And
is even
what does
better than
S
A.
stand for?
Super.
So they're super?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth $600 to me.
But then you never have to spend any money ever again.
What if the game's so much more fun when you own Fiorina?
Does it help if Fiorina can be used as a support and a sub DPS?
No.
That's insane.
I would never spend $600 at one time on a game.
At one time, see how she's
How much do you think you've cracked on Sims? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe.
lifetime. You've probably hit it.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
But you've been playing since
But I've been
college.
playing, before that.
Girl math.
I mean, the game came out like 15 years ago. So
Sims 3?
4.
4 specifically?
No, 10 years ago?
2015?
Wasn't it when we were in college?
No, it was before that.
What's the most you ever spent on a mobile game?
Mobile game?
Yeah.
I've never spent. Well,
You're stronger than I.
The most money I've ever spent on a mobile game is Auto Pets.
Super Auto Pets?
Yeah, Super Auto Pets, and that's just me buying it.
2014 is when it
Okay.
came out.
It was like $8.
So yeah, we
Actually,
actually were in college.
I might have bought one pack.
2014.
Maybe $8 is as much as I've ever spent.
Okay.
I play mobile games until they're boring. You hit that wall where it's like you gotta start playing it. That's when I
Yeah.
stopped playing all mobile games.
Yeah. I am weak.
Yeah.
The most I've probably spent on a mobile game is probably $60.
Okay.
I've never spent any money on a mobile game.
It was like a monthly, like you spend $10 a month, and I probably did it for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
What game?
I don't want to say, bud. It's an
Classic-
embarrassing
classic-
title.
Come on,
Clash of
let us
Clans.
judge you.
I think I've mentioned it on the show before. It's called Fishdom, which is pretty much just like Candy Crush but with fish type
Yeah.
beat. You know
I
what I mean?
played it. I played it.
And it was a fun game, and like I did the boy math of like I'd spend an hour every day on it at lunch.
Yeah.
And like if I spend $10 a month, and I did all the math, I'm like, that's like 20 cents per session I'm logging. Like that's not
Okay,
bad.
that's not bad. That's not bad. Is that the one? Just like there's like 4 different kinds of games you kind of play, and then you go back to your home screen, kind
Yeah.
of build your aquarium.
Every mobile game ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, not every mobile game. Right now I'm playing Arch Hero 2,
Okay.
and there's only one version of that. You're just playing an Arch Hero.
I'm trying to think. I definitely spent like $8 on a slime tower defense game
Okay.
a couple months ago.
How much you put in the capybara?
I've not put any money into that's just an ADHD app. That's what's that game called? Finch, the Finch app. I haven't put any money into that.
Yeah.
It's not really a game. It's like a task tracker.
Okay.
I've bought balloons, tower defense.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of any other money I've put into mobile games. I've probably put, if I had to take a guess, $300 into Smite over the
okay.
years when I played it.
That's understandable.
I put some money into Smite.
I played that for like 5 years. What other games have I put money into that I regret?
That you regret?
I don't feel good about any of this. I pay $14 a month for a RuneScape membership. I'm pretty pissed about that.
Yeah. Well, that is embarrassing
Yeah.
for you.
Anything
At
else?
least you only have one account. Oh no. Well, we're gonna find us.
And what if I had more than one account?
Oh,
Do you have
goodness.
membership on multiples?
No, I only have one account. Thanks for listening to this main feed episode. If you want another weekly bonus episode, you can head over onto patreon.com/judgiespod for the
Ooh.
Weekly bonus episode. Can you please get that back on the board? Because I can't recreate the beauty of that sound.
Yeah, you can. You just gotta feel it in your heart.
I do feel it in my heart every time I do it, but it's not
you were
the
on
same.
your phone. You're telling me that was that was in your heart.
You're on your phone at that time.
Don't
Where
get
can they
mad at me
follow
for
us?
you being on your phone.
You
These
don't-
kids nowadays always on the phone.
You know what? At least I don't fucking pay for mobile games.
Follow us.
I
Geriatric
said that was a
bitches.
Follow
flaw.
us on social medias everywhere. Judgies Pod. And we love you, fuckers. Send in emails. Send in.
Ooh, weekly bonus episode. Is that better?
I didn't critique it. You did. You critiqued.
Okay, I still didn't like it. The original is the best, so bring that back, please.
We don't have room on the board.
Get a bigger soundboard!
Shut the fuck up.
What did you say? The judges love you.
Bye.